Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're going to be making kind of a guide video. It's actually going to be a series of guides that we're going to focus on hero typing. So actually looking at heroes beyond what their generic type is, whether they're tank, support, whether they're damage, rangers, support by the tree, to really start the steps in formation construction. And that's where it's actually going to go. So once we can kind of classify heroes a little bit down further than exactly what Lilith says is their class. Now, we're not going to include every hero in this because there are a ton of heroes, and a lot of the heroes are not very good. A lot of the heroes you're actually probably never going to see or ever going to use. So really the significance of the hero typing is breaking them into subclasses. So making sure you have core heroes that are going to make up formations that are going to be kind of imperative to really doing well, making sure you read their skills, make sure you read their signature item, really know what they can do and where they're going to benefit most of the teams is what we're planning to do when we start the formation guides. Without really understanding what they can do, it's almost impossible to know exactly how specific or how effective they can be within a team composition. So the first one we're going to look at is the defining heroes of a formation. These are the heroes that are very, very important to the core building blocks of a team. When we look at the key concepts, this is going to be the basis for everything. It's kind of like building blocks, kind of like baby steps, where if these heroes actually die in a battle, the formation power is greatly reduced, which means that it's a lot of battles that you're not going to win. Some of the heroes can be grouped together, makes them a little more powerful, but there is some trade-offs because you lose some of the skill sets that some of the other heroes carry. With effective formations, if you don't include these heroes, a lot of times the team synergy is not going to be there. So we're going to go through and look at some of the formation defining heroes. So really the backbone, the core that teams are built around, which the first one is Athelia. Athelia relies very heavily on the formation because she can attack the hero, which is exactly opposite to her, and she does big burst damage. So most teams have her, especially if you have her up quite a bit because of her ability, which is not the Judgment ability. It is the Purging Frenzy, which is the big ability. Actually, it's not the Purging Frenzy. Sorry, it is the Judgment ability that I first had. She can actually take out a hero that is specifically opposite to her, which makes huge damage and increases the team survivability because she can target a Ardh on the other side. She can target a Shamira. She can target a Belinda. You can take your high DPS targets and take them completely out of the battle with her right off the bat. If you have her well geared enough, she can actually take down the target essentially by herself. And her ultimate ability does a ton of damage to everyone on the board. So she is a super strong defining hero. Next one we're looking at, if you have Taylean, she is just a monster. She can heal, she can do a ton of damage. She really focuses on delaying the battle with her signature item. So her attack rating is increased by 10% and her defense by 20% every time she uses the Phoenix Rising ability, which is when she goes to her Phoenix form. We have her Meteor Shower, which done a ton of damage, but the Phoenix Rising is what you want to look at. Every time she dies, she transforms into a fireball. While in the state, she recovers 7% of her maximum health every second. So essentially, when she dies with her signature item, she gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And if you look at how much better she gets, Taylean's attack rating is increased by 20% and her defense by 40% every time she is reborn. So if she dies 2, 3, even 4 times in a battle, as long as the rest of the team is staying up, you can have her at 80 to 100% attack rating, and she will just absolutely destroy and annihilate the rest of the team. She is one of the only true carry heroes that can carry a team all by herself. She's what teams are built around. If you look at anyone endgame, Taylean is where the teams are being built and built specifically around her. Pairing with her with Rosaline does even more damage, just gets crazy damage, and that's how people are pushing into chapters 30, 31, 32, 33. Most of the teams have 5-star Tayleans. If you don't, like I don't, unfortunately, you're a little bit lower. But the next hero we're going to look at are the twins. If you've used the twins, a lot of team setups use the twins. They rely on scaling through haste. So as they're using their ultimate ability and boosting the haste, any heroes that are very, very reliant on energy, the twins are a perfect combination for. And same with most of the heroes. Once you get them up, they can be a core building block, similar to what Leica is with their haste ability in the beginning. They have to use their ultimate to get the haste, but haste is one of the most powerful elements of the game because it increases energy regeneration, which is really what you want. A hero that you never really hear much about, unless you're doing Ice Chimera, is Azazel. Azazel, a lot of people, or Aziz, I don't know why I said Azazel, but Aziz, he is really more of a passive hero and wins through scaling disruption. So he can actually mess up team comps, which makes a significant damage. Horrify can keep heroes from using their ultimate. So how powerful is that? When you think of Chimera casting her ult, Athelia casting her ult, Belinda getting her ult off, he can actually delay that. That way they can't cast it for a certain amount of time, and you actually have the ability to kill the hero. But he also does have Feeble Mind, which he can mind control an enemy and makes the enemy, which is the furthest away from him, actually come to him. And he does have his Fissure, which is a burning ground ability, as well as energy regen. So again, when you're building teams, we're looking at defining heroes, and you can build some solid teams around him, not only for his energy regeneration, but his ability to mitigate the ultimates of heroes. If you have a big team that uses burst damage, you can use his ability to actually prevent the ultimates to keep your team alive. It's kind of crazy when you're building teams, but he is a very, very solid defining hero. Another one that is relevant that I haven't gotten yet is Cos Ardh, just for the fact that he does distribution and he does debuffs. If you look, primary role is a controller, so he has the ability to actually turn the entire field to frozen mist, and also freeze heroes with the frozen beam. He is just like a couple other, like a Pharrell or a Falks, that relies heavily on CC. And again, building teams around heroes like this are what wins the matches, are what wins in PvE, what wins in PvP, is the ability to delay or alter or disrupt other heroes, as well as Cos Ardh can actually debuff other heroes, which makes them very, very strong. Which here, his Glacial Shards actually make you lose haste, firing 7 shards at level 4, losing 50 haste for 4 seconds, which again, haste is really, really solid on the energy regen. So if you're not able to get energy, you're not allowed to cast your ultimate abilities. And he's freezing you, which makes Cos Ardh very, very difficult to deal with. Some of the heroes that we all know and love, Lucius, definitely a lot of people build teams around Lucius, just for the fact that trying to delay the battles through his healing ability and his shield ability. So when he uses Heaven's Protection, he actually blocks your entire team. Any of the summoned adds, everybody gets the shield, increasing the survivability and increasing the amount of time that your heroes can stay up in battle. And that's what you want. Combine that with his Divine Blessing, which heals the lowest member by 200% of his own attack rating, or level 3, 220% of his attack rating. Again, the survivability, the delay. When you're building a team, Lucius is one of the core heroes that people use. Another one that a lot of people use to build teams around, and if you remember the old school Leica, Namora, and Tassie, is Leica. Leica's ability, Awe, is the big one. When she comes in the battlefield, she increases their morale, increases energy regen 70 energy points, or level 3, 100 energy is restored when she comes into the battle. So you can start your battle at 100%, or at 100 energy, excuse me, and it increases their haste. So that's why a lot of people build her. is if you have a team that is very, very specific on energy regen and actually getting the synergy, she can give you energy at the beginning and haste at the beginning, so you can get the early openers like Athelia. Iran, she's really, really strong with, just because you're building the energy really fast to get off the ultimate abilities. Very, very aggressive when it comes to the type of battles. But the last two that I want to look at are Falx, which is always one of my favorite heroes. Just got him to 5-star. He is one that wins through delaying heroes. So really, when you look at his ability, the confined ability, you can start a 5v5 battle and he puts someone instantly in a coffin for 9 seconds. So for the 9 seconds of an opener, especially depending on your team comp, you're missing a hero for the first 9 seconds, which is the highest attack rating hero. So the hero of the opposing team that is going to do the most damage to your team is gone for 9 seconds right off the bat. So super, super powerful. Again, a lot of people build defining heroes and build teams around Falx. And the final one, which I know anyone who's getting further into endgame, is Pharrell. Pharrell is such a powerful hero. I haven't seen many team comps that don't use him, which again, like I said, he goes through scaling and debuffs. If you know his disruption ability, which is his terrorize, you can terrify 3 enemies for 3 seconds. 3 seconds does not sound like a lot, but in those 3 seconds, the ability to absolutely decimate a team with his spirit and his signature item, it just makes him one of the best heroes in the game. Not only does he do a ton of damage, his signature item actually reduces the attack rating of enemy and the health recovery of enemies with the corrupted spirits. So not only do the spirits stack, which you've seen in his signature item, they stack considerably. So they're taking out the damage that they're doing, so actually nerfing the damage, nerfing the energy regen, which makes it super hard for healers to keep heroes up. But combined with that is they do have the stun. So his complete package, especially being a ranger that does more damage, is very, very solid when it comes to his skill set, which he is our last defining hero. The next thing I wanted to look at is the altering heroes. So these are the heroes that actually change your formation. So they have the ability to displace heroes in combat, which can really change up the synergy of how the team works. So the formation of the altering heroes can make or break your team composition. Heroes' values are directly tied to the targets they're altering, which, like I said, some of the formation altering heroes, which the big one, of course, again, is Athelia. Being able to target a specific hero is so overpowered when altering the formation, because I can actually put her specifically on a target that I want to kill, or specifically on a target that I know is going to do a lot of damage or a lot of CC, like an Ardh or Pharrell. The second one, which I think is the most displacement hero, and which I do absolutely love on the Wilder team, is Iran. Iran has the ability to pull the 2 to 3 enemies that are opposite him. If you have actually a composition of mostly tanks, depending on the composition, I've seen him even pull all 5 heroes into his vortex. So actually just pulling everybody 100% right into him. When he attacks, it gives him usually enough energy, because him and Leica I always put together for not only the increase in energy, but the increase in the haste. So he can bring a lot of targets and just really throw off the entire formation on the opposite side, which makes him a great altering hero. Next one that I like, and hero that I definitely do love, is Nara. Similar to Athelia, she will pull the target exactly opposite to her. With her signature item, she'll actually pull multiple targets, but again, a high priority target like a Belinda, she can usually take all the way to the ground between stuns and dots before the hero has an ability to do anything. Ardh, you're eliminating some CC. Sylvana, she actually teleports and Nara will still grab her regardless of where she is, trying to keep your back line alive. So super, super solid with her impale ability to make or really break a team and really alter the formation of the opponent. Next one that we look at is Warwick. Warwick actually has a pretty cool ability. When he goes ahead, it is the Bone Breaker ability. Targets the weakest enemy in his vicinity, throws them backwards over his head, and stuns them. So again, he has the ability to displace heroes, where if he has a hero in front of him, he'll actually take him, slam him, or throw him into the enemy's backline or to your backline, really messing up the formation that they're trying to make. So when you have heroes that are reliant on a formation, these are the heroes that are actually going to break the formations. And of course, like I said before, one of the biggest formation breakers of all time, just because of his displacement ability, again, is Falx because of the Confine ability. Highest powered enemy has gone off the battle for 9 seconds. So very, very cool. When you're looking at altering heroes, when the hero comes back out of the coffin, he comes out of the coffin in front of Falx. So also depending on where you put Falx is what enemies or what tanks you're going to be dropping this hero with the highest attack power into. And the last one is, again, Azazel because of his Feeble Mind ability. So his Feeble Mind ability, he controls somebody, the furthest away target from him. So if you're putting him in the back corner, the actual, the top left corner, the back right corner is going to be the furthest away. So he's actually going to go ahead and mind control him to have him walk over. So you can actually take a Shamira, take a Belinda, take an enemy hero, have them walk right into your back line where it's very, very easy to kill them with the Feeble Mind ability. So overall, we covered the altering heroes and the defining heroes. Like I said, this is the first video in a set of a couple videos because I really want to focus on the significance of the hero typing. And from there, we're actually going to build a couple team formations. That way we can see what team formations make the most sense, what heroes on what teams. Some heroes not, that necessarily we don't need to use together. But let me know in the comments what you think. Like I said, this is only the first step of the hero typing. Actually have quite a big list, which thank you to the fam. Casuals, which you guys know I joined up a while with them. And thank you to Newton for a lot of the information. Trying to really work it around, make it my own. But I do see the significant value of the hero typing, really defining what heroes fit into what categories or multiple categories. And then in the future, we'll be looking at building formations and even doing advanced formations. So there's a lot to come. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Very, very cool idea. Very cool with the hero typing. And as always, thank you guys for watching.